Good morning. Welcome to Screen Junkies Universe. It's going to be a big day today. There's so much to talk about. Mel Gibson is directing a Wild Bunch remake. We have a great Avengers tie-in toy. Girl with the spider web gets a new name. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Because right now I am feeling so many things and I'm completely irrational about the Fantastic Beasts trailer and the Nagini reveal. And we're going to get into it right now. I'm Roth Cornet. That's Dan Murrell, Spencer Gilbert, Joe Starr. Spencer, my fellow Pottermore. My fellow Potterhead, the Slytherin that you are in your mind, the Gryffindor that you are in reality. Dan's already asleep, and I get it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
I think you're trying to say it's a good trailer, Roth.
Did you like it?
You enjoyed it.
Am I the only one?
No, it was great. I thought that was an excellent trailer, better than the first one. I'm psyched for the movie. I didn't even mind that Johnny Depp was there, or rather, the awesomeness of it overcame the fact that Johnny Depp was there. I love the score. That was like a Duel of the Fates level. Like, I like it when a violin really goes like, you know, that's always impressive to me.
That's actually what it's called.
Yeah, the wiggy wiggy.
Yeah, when you go to music school,
yeah,
you learn the wiggy wiggy. Yeah,
it's like Wild Stallions.
This is like very much a Potter movie now, right? Like this is so different.
This is more Potter than Potter. This is like a final Potter movie where, you know, Child's Play's over.
Yeah.
This is Magic 301.
Yeah.
Graduate level magic.
This is like dark magic for reals, y'all.
Yeah. And that was my favorite part. It was such a shame to me that the final battle of Hogwarts with Voldemort and Harry came down to like the Dragon Ball Z, like who can grimace harder, like whereas.
But did the train station thing make up for it for you?
No, I'm speaking only to the action, like the visual representation of magic on screen. Because the best part I thought was the duel between Dumbledore and Voldemort in that vault. I forget which one, but where you really saw, in the Ministry. So two people who had really studied this their whole lives, who weren't just kids, like breaking out all the stops, and there looked like a lot of that in this trailer, and that got me very excited.
There is so much about this trailer that got me excited because I think we've talked about this a lot before. Don't care. I'm having so many feelings. This is definitely the franchise. We talked about this a little bit earlier, Dan, that there's some franchises where it's like, I don't care, I just love it. You know, like I own that the first and second movie to me don't feel very much, they weren't the best renderings of the book, especially Chamber of Secrets. You know, Harry Potter was never like wide shot flood with light type of a story ever. It did age with Harry, which was part of the brilliance, the brilliance of what it did as a series of novels. That said, I have zero ability to be rational. I have 2, maybe 3. Yes, there are 4 wands in my home.
Wow. There was also that Wizarding World logo. Is that new? Not new, but like, was that in front of the first Fantastic Beasts of Wizarding World with the whole fan of wands?
There was, that is new. I think that is new, yeah. You guys let us know in the comments.
I think it said Wizarding World in front of the first one, but
that's like their imprint, like their MCU thing.
It's, but we have to talk about the thing that sort of had fans losing their ever-loving shit today, which is the Nagini reveal. So this is, if you guys don't, are you okay? We're going to get through together.
I'm stretching.
We're going to get through it together, I promise. By the end of this segment, if I don't have Dan excited about this movie...
you haven't even asked him.
Do you love it? Are you excited?
I will agree that it is the best of the trailers, of all the fantastic... But yeah, it's the best of all the trailers. I am a Harry Potter fan who is perfectly sated with the Harry Potter films that exist. I am in that camp. Having said that, I agree this is the best of all of the trailers. And I'm excited that Harry Potter fans who are deeper Harry Potter fans than I have things to be excited about.
You have, I don't know, you have some amazing polls. You've got some trivia in there. You've got some Potter trivia.
That's a whole other problem that I have. That has nothing to do with Harry Potter.
I feel like you have more probably, I'm not that good at Easter eggs and things like that. It really has to be as obvious as the reveal of this snake for me.
Someone points at the snake and says,
Nagini. Exactly, like it has to be like that.
And even then I'm like, could that be?
Like it's just not I'm not good at that, but you're great at that. We were talking about the mirror, which we'll get to, and you immediately knew the name of the mirror. But let's talk about the snake. So this is Voldemort's snake, if you don't remember, his pet, who then becomes the final Horcrux. And Neville does kill the snake, but don't worry. The human version is played by an actress who is named, I'm gonna pull it up right now, Claudia Kim. And they just did a huge reveal on Twitter today, so W revealed, had a little video of her talking about the character. JK was talking about it. And as it turns out, this is something JK said, JK Rowling, because I know her so well. We have tea all the time. She said that she's a maledictus, which is basically a blood curse that passes from mother to daughter. And if you are so afflicted, you will inevitably transform into an animal. It can't be stopped. And so after the transformation takes place, she really is a snake. So she has a snake brain and snake thoughts. So by the time we meet her, she really is a snake. But
so every time she is crawling around and hissing, she's really going, "Kill me!"
Well,
so Neville did some good.
She actually is some of the times just being like, "Kill." Yeah, she's very.
I mean, if you have a snake brain, do snakes dream of murder, or are they just like trying to survive?
Well, it's an interesting question
Every
about.
snake dreams of murder.
But if you remember, Harry Potter is also a parcel
tongue.
tongue.
He could talk to snakes, and snakes seem to have pretty high functioning.
They do.
Human thoughts.
They're like highly reasoned. Human thoughts are like, I was not born in Burma. I was, if you remember from the first movie, when he meets the snake in captivity, it's like knows where it was born, knows that it was born in captivity. It's like, thanks.
Yeah.
For setting me free. They're super smart. But anyway, so
this has been Snake Talk.
Snake Talk on SJU.
I saw a video where a snake ate a bunch of eggs.
I feel so alone right now.
Yeah.
And then it couldn't fit through the crack.
What happened to that guy that he was going to let
up the eggs?
Was there ever that guy that let a snake eat him on TV? Did I
dream
that?
I do remember that.
It crushed his suit, and he
was like,
go
he
through
tapped
with it.
out.
Yeah, he tapped out.
There's also a video. We're going to get off snakes in a minute, but there's also a video of a gentleman.
Only on SJU. We're going to get off snakes in a minute.
Who's like basically in a pit of cobra gathering the eggs. Unclear why. Maybe an omelet. I don't know. But he's insane. And he'll just like,
omelet.
If the cobras come at him, he just like bops them on the head or like tosses them.
On their snoots?
Yeah. He's the most masculine man.
I would watch a movie called Cobra Tosser, and that's what that guy does.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a whole other thing in the UK, though. Get over here, you Cobra tosser.
I'll watch that movie too. That's fine.
Yeah. Speaking of the UK, I'm not ready to let Fantastic Beasts go. So in any event, it should be noted that this is different than an animagus, who is a human that can transform into an animal back and forth. Should be duly noted. I'm losing my mind. I'm very excited about this movie. So Dumbledore so let's talk about the mirror and Dumbledore and Grindelwald, and how the fact is that young Dumbledore was looking at the thing that he desires most in the world, and it was Grindelwald, which makes me think that they're going to give them more of that backstory that we so desire. Dan, what do you think?
I think that that's a very real possibility. I think that that's what I thought 6 or 8 months ago when everyone was worried that that wasn't going to happen. Maybe it still won't, but also there are 6 more movies left in the series, so they certainly seem to be heading that direction. I hope that they embrace that backstory. I know that J.K. Rowling obviously is very... she wouldn't have revealed that if she didn't think it was important. So it was a nod that I hope that they expound more on in the movie itself.
Yeah, it also... I mean, they're pretty explicit about it because it does not make any sense for Dumbledore to not do it himself otherwise. And Eddie Redmayne asked that question, like, why don't you do it?
Because I love him and I can't.
I do love the idea, though, that Dumbledore is like, yeah, my boyfriend sucks. You're going to have to handle this. You're going to have to clean up this mess.
I mean, there's I don't know how it's going to be handled. We haven't seen the movie, but there's the possibility for a pretty rich dynamic there. You know, like they tried something similar in the first G.I. Joe, if you'll recall, where it's like your enemy is your former lover, and it's very difficult to fight them.
Deep pool, Roth.
Thank you. With the Baroness. Not unlike Grindelwald is not unlike the Baroness.
Yeah, it's a rip-off of G.I. Joe 1.
The end of this is going to be Eddie Redmayne running around in a big power suit.
Yeah. Is he Jai Courtney? Who's Jai Courtney in this situation?
No, it would definitely be. It would be it would be Jude Law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the Jai Courtney
of the
Harry Potter universe?
Let's just divorce everything I said in the last 2 minutes. Joe, why are you excited?
I mean, it has all the things that I liked about the first one, like Dan Fogler and that little stick monster. And
it's not a monster.
I really like it's a beast. It's a fantastic beast.
It's a fantastic
and
beast.
Catherine Watterson, and it seems like they're turning up the dial more. I like Malore, and this just seems like they're doing a really good job stringing the the Harry Potter lore together. You know, the previous generation to Harry and his friends sort of doing their thing. I like the idea of wizards sneaking around World War I. That looks super cool. What else do I like?
It's probably a flashback.
I like the possible idea that what set Dumbledore off was not the horrible things Grindelwald was doing, but like the shitty haircut Grindelwald ended up with, and he was like, "That's the last straw. I'm going to start moving against you via my proxies."
Did you guys see any other? Like I said, I'm not great at Easter eggs. Did you see more, Spencer?
Easter eggs.
Yeah. He's got
No.
Grindelwald has the Elder Wand.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't looking for Easter eggs. Just new things that I'd never seen before, like that cool kelp demon in the lake. I assume the Hogwarts lake, and something that looked like Where the Wild Things Are beast. That looked pretty cool.
That looked fun. I didn't know he had. I forgot that. Well, I didn't know that he had a brother that.
Right.
Who seems like he's
Eddie
with
Redmayne.
Grindelwald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's not Nicholas Flamel. What's his
Nicholas
freaking name?
Flamel is the alchemist.
What's Eddie Redmayne's name? Why do I always forget?
Newt Scamander.
Newt Scamander.
Yeah.
Thank you. I also want to call him Newt Gingrich for some reason.
That does
Newt
sound like a Harry
Scamander.
Potter
Right, that does, Newt Gingrich does sound like a Harry Potter name.
I
That's
do like
true.
the idea too that they're like, oh, there's no monster you've ever met that you couldn't love, like until you meet this dick.
Until you look at Johnny Depp. Yeah, so that's
You haven't met Johnny Depp yet.
I'm glad we're out of America in the Harry Potter land, because it was a depressing, cold place, and I think that the streets of France and Europe is kind of, it just feels right for this series.
It does feel Harry Potter
I mean,
here.
it's still visually dark though.
Yeah, there was some definite darkness, but I think that these are grown-ups, and they're not grown-up movies, but it's at least taking place with people who are graduated from grade school, so it kind of fits to me.
Okay. I apologize for my babbliness. Not really. I'm so excited, and I hope you are too. And I know that I don't know. What are the problems that exist with it? Like, why am I wrong? Tell us now.
Me?
Yeah, we're not going to crap on
one's
your
wrong.
excitement. No
Yeah,
one's wrong.
This looks
I think
cool.
we're all pretty excited. We all like the trailer.
I'm happy for you that you're this excited about this.
Any reason I get to go to Wizarding World again and get hot butter beer and wear my Hufflepuff cloak, I'm excied. So this will be cool.
A Hufflepuff, yeah.
I am.
I'm just a guy sitting over here that didn't need to know anything about Voldemort's snake. You guys are very excited, and I'm happy for you.
This is new information. I'll never look at that snake the same way again.
I hope that Voldemort Snake Origins does not disappoint you as deep Harry Potter fans, and I'm just gonna go hoping for a good movie.
I think it just makes it a little more tragic. At baseline, if anything.
I never felt the need to sympathize with this snake, but that's me. Yeah. That's me.
It seemed like a video game
I'm a
boss
cold-hearted
at the
person.
end of the Chamber of Secrets.
I will say, just to cover my bases as the prequel hater that rags on prequels a lot, based on the first movie and what it seems from these two, these movies are obviously, yes, telling me a story that technically I know the conclusion of already, but are doing so through new characters with their own arcs that I will worry about and empathize with.
If Dan Fogler dies, it's over. It's over for me.
You're not watching anymore?
No.
I don't think he's my favorite character in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You're such a liar, Spencer.
No,
you would still watch it.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah, but I would sit like this.
I would sit like this.
Good.
I'd wear a shirt that said "Never forget."
Never Foglet.
Do you want us to stop telling you things about it? Like, should you not know anything about the story, like who they are to each other, Dumbledore and It's too late now.
No, I know all that stuff. I just can never remember Newt Gingrich's name.
Yeah.
That's my blind spot in Harry Potter. Is literally just his name.
If there were other Easter eggs and things like that, again, I'm the worst. We watched this a couple of times this morning. Let me know. I want to know. Tweet me. Let me know the things. What should I be looking out for? Okay. Deep breath. Mel Gibson is directing a Wild Bunch remake.
Deep breath.
Yeah, he's directing a Wild Bunch remake. This is via Deadline. So he's been set by Warner Brothers. So it's
Can we use that picture every time we talk about
every
Mel
single
Gibson,
time.
please?
He's about to chew your face off.
It's essentially like it's like a good news, bad news day for Warner Brothers, where it's like this Fantastic Beasts trailer and this amazing reveal. But now you've also set Mel Gibson to direct the Wild Bunch remake. First of all, this is a send pack and pot. Why are you directing why are you remaking a classic Western? That's question one.
I would just re-release Wild Bunch. It's still pretty friggin' good.
Yeah, and then the second thing is he's why?
Yeah, didn't that other one flop with the
the Magnificent Seven did not do well.
Yeah.
So let's remake another one.
Gibson's writing
It's
it,
even
he's
better.
directing it, he's executive producing it.
It's gory.
It'll be.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Is The Wild Bunch was a very graphically, for its time, graphically violent film, and I think that he sees a chance to do another graphically violent film in the same message way that he took the inspiring pacifism of Desmond Dawes and turned it into gore porn in places. I think he's going to be very gory. That seems to appeal to him. He likes gory things.
Apocalypto, Passion of the Christ.
Yep.
It's like the
Very
human
Braveheart
body
a little bit.
is a canvas for him to paint in gore.
Do you what of his movies have you liked?
That he's
Braveheart's
made?
great.
Well, I like Apocalypto. And did he direct Braveheart?
He
I like-
did.
didn't
he?
Yeah, he won the
Yeah.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I like Braveheart a lot. I like everything about Apocalypto except when they use a sock puppet for that panther that grabs the guy's legs. That's a great. Look it up on YouTube if you've never seen it. It's
Can we pull up the clip?
It literally just looks like a guy has a cat sock, and it's like, wow!
Can we show Billy's face when I said, can we pull up the clip?
It's because you know I can't. If I could, I would give you all the clips. But you have to tell me this 10 minutes before the show.
But Billy's in, we'd have to know what we were talking about, which is obviously not going to happen at this point in the show.
Not our flavor.
I'd love the Cobra clip too, but I didn't know we were going there.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Braveheart. Apocalypto.
I think it ends there. I didn't like Passion. I didn't like Hacksaw Ridge. What am I missing?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did he direct The Man Without a Face?
I don't know.
I think he did.
Okay. Didn't he make some?
I remember liking it.
Didn't he make some?
It came out 25 years ago. Anyone else remember that one?
A lot of face heads here.
Yeah.
Dan asides are my favorite part of the show, except for I also like ninja moves from Joe. He comes in and like makes little jokes that none of us hear ever.
That's true. I have to get them tweeted to me later.
And then people will tell us, like they'll tweet it to us, or like my boyfriend listens and he'll tell me later. We never hear Joe.
I'm not on whole been a fan. I never saw Apocalypto. I like Braveheart. Hacksaw Ridge was not my cup of tea. Just it wasn't the story, it was just the way the story was told. I thought it was just a lot weird.
Non-violence, right? Look at this.
Yeah. And Passion of the Christ, man, that was a lot.
Non-violence, right? Look at this.
Yeah, again, it was like if that had been part of a trilogy, and that was the last movie in the trilogy, and you built up the whole story with that kind of depth and detail, then I get it. But the idea of I was raised in a Christian household. The idea of putting that much focus on just the just misery and brutality, it just was very off-putting to me. So I was not a big fan of that movie. So this one, it'll be, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder what kind of budget they're going to give him, really, because like we mentioned, Magnificent Seven with Fuqua did that, right? Fuqua. He did not do well, and that had Denzel, that had Chris Pratt, like that had a big name cast. So I wonder what kind of budget they're going to give him to work with. Because
probably moderate.
He's going to want to recruit some names, you would think, for it, but I don't know how much of a financial safe, smart bet that is to go big budget.
Is there anything people are also sort of saying, why are we giving, aside from the idea of remaking The Wild Bunch, which just seems very odd to me. It's not like there's a huge appetite for Westerns. And then I also am never a big believer in remaking films that are great already. That said, there's also a question of like, why are we giving Mel Gibson things? Do you think that that's a fair question to ask too, Spencer?
Well, I was thinking who I should hire, and I figured that Mel Gibson. What do you mean we? Why are we giving Mel Gibson? We're not giving Mel Gibson shit.
We aren't. But I'm saying the collective we.
Collective
we live in LA, so we're part of the problem.
I mean,
okay, I'll take a slight issue with that. Somebody gave Mel Gibson work, and
so
somebody's willing to work.
Should they have done it?
Should they have done it?
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati, yes, confirmed. I have lost track.
The Lizard Men?
Of Mel Gibson's current level of contrition and scandal. I need to do some research and get back to you. Honestly, his things. I feel like there have been so many things that they're all kind of blending together. Obviously, like the drunk cop cursing out one stands primary in my mind, but I need to refresh my memory on his various. What else has he done? What has he done to apologize or to make it better? I've lost track.
Hey, Billy, can you do a little bit of fact-checking on the spectrum of scandal to contrition?
Should I just Google how big of a piece of shit is Mel Gibson?
Yeah, Billy, can you give us the moral judgment on Mel Gibson? Can
Yeah,
you look that
could you
up,
just
please?
go ahead and
I'm going to say, do
Google
we
that?
like Mel Gibson now? And see what happens.
I definitely think there are probably people that are less ragey and difficult to work with that could direct Wild Bunch just as well.
Probably
And,
true.
You know?
Yeah.
That may not throw phones at people or yell
Russell
about.
Crowe.
That's Russell Crowe.
Was that Russell Crowe?
Yeah.
God. Are you sure Mel didn't throw a phone too?
also-
I mean, he
Mel
probably had
made-
some point.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe and Naomi Campbell, famously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phone
He
throwers.
threw a phone
throwers.
at her? No,
No, she
phone
threw a
too.
phone.
also threw a phone.
She threw a phone at her assistant.
You gotta
And
hold,
he threw
you
a
gotta
phone
hold
at
the
a hotel
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
What did Mel throw?
A tantrum. Many of them. And they're all on tape.
Yeah,
right.
a lot of tantrums.
They're all on tape.
Yeah.
Lots of heavy breathing.
Yeah.
I think also an 8-ball.
He
If you
threw
one of those.
an ashtray through a wall.
Oh, there
Dang,
you
I knew he
go.
threw something.
Yeah.
I knew he threw something.
Also, no, we don't still like
We don't, okay.
Mel Gibson, according to Google. Also, Joe, I found your clip of the sock puppet in question, and it's in the chat, and I'll tell Ryan to put it in the description.
Great,
Nice.
thank you. It's very important. I think if you're gonna remake a classic Western, the one Western that I think you can remake, because the point of it was look at these current young popular stars, is Young Guns. I think
Yes.
every 15 years you should redo Young Guns with whoever the brat pack of that current era is. Like whatever Disney stars are ready to be edgier, you do a new Young Guns.
All right.
Cast it right now, Joe.
I wish I knew young people. The Spider-Man,
the Tom Holland.
the current Spider-Man.
Okay.
Or all of the Spider-Men.
All of
You
them?
mean like
Toby,
Tobey Maguire,
too?
Andrew
Andrew
Garfield, and
Yeah.
Tom Holland?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's not what I was thinking anymore. But I would totally watch a Western where Tobey Maguire is like this casino owner.
He's bit by a radioactive buffalo.
And they all become buffalo men. I would totally watch a weird Western where the three of them were like playing
Old West
a heist or
Spider-Man would be
something.
tough, but he'd do a lot of lassoing. It makes sense. Going
does,
from horse to
yeah.
horse.
Well, you
Yeah.
could just cast it with people that had either played or voiced Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like,
Jake Johnson?
Yeah, you can get.
Yeah. Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Donald. Well, not yet, right?
No.
Yeah.
he
He
voiced
did Miles
Morales.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
animated.
Donald Glover. Wow, you
Yeah.
got credit. Actually, if you go only Spider-Man, you got quite a cast
Yeah.
to pick
Yeah.
from. It's not
All
bad.
right.
I like the
We did
Spider-Man
it.
Western.
Well, we fixed Westerns. I feel good about that. Girl in the Spiderweb gets a new title. This is via Slash Film. It basically got like a subtitle. It's still The Girl in the Spider's Web,
mouthful.
a
Yeah.
new dragon tattoo story. So picture that on the marquee, people.
Wow.
Did you? Okay.
Well, there it is.
Here's my guess. I think that Sony is hedging all of the bets. I think they're worried that no one cares about Dragon Tattoo, but they are simultaneously worried that the small percentage of people that do care won't know that this is one.
Yeah.
But then the small percentage of the people that then find out that this is one will think it's the Rooney Mara one, so they want to add new. What do you think? Do you think this is necessary?
Well,
Or
nobody
confusing?
cared when they put out their Dragon
Yeah.
Tattoo movie, so why
Yeah.
would they feel so inclined? And it literally says on top of that, look at that poster again. At the top of it, it says Claire Foy is the girl with the dragon tattoo. So I think if people were, plus bad timing to name subtitle anything a blank story. Like this is the worst possible year and time. Like we've seen the worst
Spider's Web.
the
a
worst
Star Wars
possible
story.
outcome for calling something a blank story. Yeah, that's weird. The girl in the or with the. I mean, I think the people that care are gonna make that that connection. And again, you put out the Dragon Tattoo movie, and nobody went to see it. So it was a remarkable, at least domestically, flop compared to what the expectation was. So this is strange to me, other than like they just felt like they had to have that Dragon Tattoo branding, which again, I think they've been so upfront in the marketing with it that anybody who cares knows that movie's coming out and what it's yeah, that's puzzling.
So if they were going to do a subtitle, do you think they should have just done what Fetty was saying? Danielle did an event for us recently, covered a footage event for us, and he was saying, oh, she's the Lady Batman. Like, do you think it would be better to be like the girl in the spider's web, : she's kind of the Lady Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a start.
I mean, if not directly that, I think every bit of marketing for this movie should try to trick people into thinking it's Lady Batman. Even though it's not, but like every bit of marketing people should be like, oh, she's like Batman.
I think
I
I'm
like Batman.
the only one that's actually excited for this movie on its own merits.
I am.
Yeah,
I like the
I'm
first
very
trailers
excited.
look good.
I love
Yeah.
the first one. I know it's not David Fincher, and it's not the Mara, and it's not one of the Maras, and it's not the same cast or whatever. But it's based
not
on
Bond.
It's still based on the same source material. And if they're doing their best imitation of a David Fincher hacker thriller, I'm in.
I don't think they are, but I'm actually in on it too. I visited the set of this one. It's Fede Alvarez, who is a good director in his own right. He's a really great suspense. I don't know if you saw Don't Breathe.
No.
He's a great suspense director. He's typically
Well, great.
He's
That
typically a horror. Yeah, very creepy. He's typically a horror director. He's bringing in sort of some of those suspense and horror elements into this movie. It is very much.
Claire Foy's awesome.
Claire Foy is awesome. What she was doing that I saw on the set was great. Like, I'm in on this.
Yeah.
I just think that they think they have a marketing problem. They don't know how to
It's a
solve it.
very awkward title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a very awkward way to solve it. So.
I mean, I think, it's a dice roll, but you market it as this is going to be the scariest thriller that you see this year. I think we're so far removed from those books being a phenomenon that I don't like. The original trilogy is they're great movies. The Fincher one is a really good movie, but I think we're so far removed from Dragon Tattoo that I don't think the name like really is gonna sell anyone.
yeah,
Isn't her name like Liz?
Lisbeth
Lisbeth
Salander.
Salander.
Yeah.
Any relation to Newt Scamander? Maybe they try to tie in like could be a sibling. Fantastic Beasts.
No,
I
'cause he
would
was the
like.
Speaker of the House.
I would like to see the scene where she strings Grindelwald up and shocks his balls with
Yeah.
a taser or whatever she's doing in the trailers.
Awesome.
That's one way to procure
Fantastic
information.
Beasts
Yeah.
got dark.
Yeah, it got real dark.
We said it was an adult movie, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
All Shockulous.
I think everybody's afraid of non-franchise. Ball Shockulous?
Ball
Yeah.
Shockulous.
It's a favorite spell.
Testaculo.
That's what it would be.
Good, sure.
Good. So yeah, we're into
Yeah.
it. Girl in the Spider's Web, weird title, maybe good movie.
Lumos to the nuts. Great spell.
Yeah.
Lumos to the nuts? That would just be lighting your nuts up.
Well, with enough electricity.
I guess it would be like super Lumos.
Yeah.
Like hardcore Lumos.
Yeah.
Lumos!
Straight to the grapes.
Straight to the, that's what.
Lumos. Lumoball. La 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 la. Electrode.
What the fuck is going on in the show anymore?
Your brain
I don't
has
even
melted.
know.
Yeah.
But
Cut to Billy.
Cut to the next segment. Don't cut to me. Cut the
But anyway,
show.
I do think they're going to edge it tomorrow, their Dragon Tattoo franchise, by renaming
I
it
think
6
so, too.
times.
Yep.
And it's going to be a good movie that no one sees because that was very confusing, and so no one bothers.
I hope not. Yeah. But don't do that, Sony. Listen to us. You're listening. The best Avengers tie-in toy ever.
I wanna see this.
apparently.
I have not
I
seen
haven't
that.
seen
Vision's
this yet.
Paprikash
This was posted
cooking set.
by Tom Taylor, writer of Injustice, X-Men Red, All New Wolverine, Batman, Superman, Star Wars comics. Whoa. You're impressive, Tom.
Gets around.
So there's a Thanos saxophone. Billy likes to call it a
Yeah.
snapsophone. So it's
That was definitely a California raisin toy. And they were like, let's just put some Thanos armor on him. Give him a grimace.
I just like the idea that Thanos is like so lonely and blue after the snap that he's just wandering a desert planet playing the saxophone.
That's the thing. I think this is a spoiler. I think this is for the next movie. I think over the Marvel logo,
both
you're
right.
going to hear the beginning of Baker Street.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna see the vista, and you're gonna see Thanos with his back to you, and then he turns around and just goes. Because what else are you gonna do? He killed half the universe. He's just sitting there by himself.
Yeah,
Just
it's
singing
like
the blues.
what's that movie we watched? The Conversation, or the Gene Hackman one?
Conversation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Thanos in his
Yeah.
underwear in his one-bedroom apartment, practicing the saxophone. Maybe it's raining outside. He's got nothing left to do.
It's just I like the desert location better, but sure.
Yeah, I mean,
There
saxophones
is-
and rain go together. To
There
me.
is an alt scene where they're like, and then you destroy half of existence, and then what? And he's like, I go home and watch the sunrise on A Grateful Universe.
Yeah.
And
Play
finally
the
take up the sax.
And acid jazz.
Yeah, actually, think about it. If your entire mission forever has no, please. I would like all of my thoughts underscored by music. Did I ever tell you about when I saw David Lynch at the Kodak? Just real quick, sorry. Saw David Lynch at the Kodak, and Donovan was there, and he was talking about his book, Diving for a Big Fish, and he asked that everything he said then have a musical interpretation on the piano. So with that in mind, if your entire life goal was to save the universe by ending half of it, what do you do after that? Do you just have an existential crisis?
Yeah.
What's left for you?
Wiped out half of existence.
You killed your daughter?
Existential crisis. Yes.
Yeah.
Learn the saxophone, obviously. That's what's left. Is that even branded, Thanos? It's just a yellow plastic saxophone.
It's not even purple. Oh no, it's got purple highlights. There's purple elements.
Hardly wait to hold you, feel my
Yeah, that's a weird
arms
one.
around you.
Saxofono de
How long I have
Brincado. What is that? I don't know. My
just
Spanish is
to
not good
love
enough to
you
know what
now that I have
Brincado
found
means.
you.
Well, I'm glad this is going out live because this is going to get pulled for copyright. So you may be seeing a rare SJU here if you're watching.
All right, guys, it's been good. I'm gonna crash our train. You should watch Charting with Dan. Went up yesterday. We will have a review later this week. I'm actually not sure for what yet, but we'll discuss that later today, Dan.
So many screenings.
So many screenings this
Three in a
week.
row.
Yeah, 3 in a row. It's a busy week for us.
Yeah.
Smallest saxophone ever.
Smallest saxophone.
Just a busy week.
Ever.
I am complaining.
Oh, okay.
I get so tired if I'm up past 9 p.m. I got one tweet saying, "Oh, we miss you when you're gone." So I apologize to everybody but that one person. To you, I say lots of love. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you then.